Hello, hello, hello. My name is Nakia. Welcome to my channel. We're here for another tag video. I know these aren't the favorite of the channel. Most people's tag videos don't do as well as their other ones, but I enjoy doing them. They're fun, they're easy breezy, and I filmed this so I wouldn't have to film on Mother's Day weekend and could enjoy my weekend. So hopefully you guys are here for this and will enjoy it. And anyway, we're gonna do the 20 questions book tag, so let's just get into it. Question number 1. How many books is too many books in a series? I don't really have an answer for this because I have not read many series. I did read the first 2 books of the Stillhouse Lake series. I believe that's the name of the series. I read the first 2 books in the Benty trilogy, so that was only 3 books. I DNF'd the 3rd one. And I'm currently in the middle of a sci-fi series, Helldivers. And I know there's like 8, 10 books in the series. It's still going. And I feel like as long as it's interesting, as long as you still want to read, go ahead, keep it going. I mean, I don't know about 20 books, but I know these cozy mystery books, they get to like 20 and up. And as I said, if people are still enjoying them, go ahead, do your thing. I don't know that I'm going to keep reading for 20 books, but hey, you never know. Question number 2. How do you feel about cliffhangers? Well, this is an interesting question because I generally don't mind them as long as I don't feel like someone was like mid-sentence, if that makes sense. I know that Recursion, one of my favorite Blake Crouch books, to me it ends on a cliffhanger, but that was fine for me. At the same time, one of my other favorite books, The One by John Mars, ends on a pretty much of a cliffhanger, and I wasn't as happy about that one. I just felt like that one left you where there needs to be a sequel, whereas Recursion left it where you can take it where you want to take it. And if it's part of a series, feel free to leave off on a cliffhanger. I probably prefer it because that'll make me want to read the next book sooner. So, I mean, they're fine. I don't really have much of a problem with them. Question number 3, hardcover or paperback? I prefer hardback, as you see here. Luckily, most of the books I borrow from the library are hardback books. If they were to give me a paperback book, I'm always like, this is all you had? I don't know. It's just more sturdy for me. I like to be able to prop it up and have it, stand on its own while I'm laying in bed. I just prefer hardback. They're just more durable to me. I don't want to have to worry about the cover getting torn or any of that stuff. So maybe that's just me. Question number 4, favorite book. How dare you? Asking a favorite book is like asking a favorite movie. I don't know. Some of my favorites right now are, of course, will always be Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the first one. Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Caine. The Passengers by John Mars. Recursion by Blake Crouch. And more recent favorites would be Helldivers Book 1. That was chosen by my daughter for me for my April TBR. And Amari and the Night Brothers, which I read in March, I believe. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Number 5, least favorite book. This is also difficult. I went to go look at my Goodreads to see like what my lowest rated books were. And it's just difficult because a lot of the times when I rate a book low is because I didn't get what I thought I was getting from the book. And I still enjoyed it enough to finish it. Otherwise, it would have been a DNF. So it's kind of hard to say it's the least favorite because I did finish it. I was entertained enough to finish it. But one book that I felt like I skimmed a lot, so that means I clearly didn't enjoy it, and that would be Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. And I know a lot of you loved it. I know some of you also didn't like it, but it just wasn't my thing. I enjoyed the first part of the book where we were getting set up for what was going to happen. And then when the quote unquote scary stuff started to happen, it just wasn't scary. It was just too much descriptions. And then when we get to the villain of the story, I'll say, there's too much monologue. That always just takes away from the scary factor of a story. You don't want the bad character telling you why they're doing it and giving you their whole life story. It just takes away from it for me. So I guess right now that'll be one of my least favorites. But of course, there's others. Anyway. Question number 6, love triangles, yes or no? No, no, no. Oh, God, they drive me bonkers. First of all, I barely like love, romance in a book altogether. But when there's love triangles, I just get so irritated. One that comes to mind is the love triangle going on in the Finley Donovan series. I was okay with it in book 1. I still wasn't really necessarily here for it. But by book 2, I was over it. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. I just don't like the whole like Twilight, Team Jacob, Team Edward. Everybody just wants to do the love triangle thing to have people pick a side and all that. I don't care. I just feel like they need to pick one and that's it. That's it. Question number 7, the most recent book you just couldn't finish. By the time this comes out, you will already know because my April wrap up will already be out, but it would be House in the Cerulean Sea. I was shocked that I didn't care for it. I just wasn't for me. You can watch that video to find out everything I had to say about it, but yeah, next. Question number 8, a book you're currently reading. As I'm filming this video, it is officially May 1st, and I will be starting The Stitchers, which is part of a middle grade series. You'll see it here on the cover. But I'm buddy reading this with my booktube buddy, Kasha, and I haven't started yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So by the time you see this, I will be on another book, and I'll probably put it here on the screen because I don't know what I'm going to be reading after Stitchers. We'll see. Question number 9, last book you recommended to someone. I actually have an answer for this. I recently recommended The One by John Mars to my booktube buddy, Erin. Her channel is Erin Megan, and you will have to go check out her video to see what she thought. I will link her video below, but that was a lot of fun. Watching it, I was in suspense, on the edge of my seat, holding my breath, waiting to see what she was going to think. And yeah, like I said, that was a lot of fun. Question number 10, oldest book you've read by publication date. I had to go look at my Goodreads once again. It's funny, I thought the answer was going to be Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, but it's funny, I had other books that were earlier than that, older than that. The answer is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I was actually quite surprised. It was published in 1959, and in some ways it felt like it. Question number 11, newest book you've read. That one is actually Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, book number 2 in the Finley Donovan series, published in 2022. I was surprised. I thought I had some other ones, but I guess I haven't gotten to some more 2022 book releases yet. I may finish one by the time you see this video. I don't know. But as of filming this, it is that one. Question number 12, favorite author. Once again, this is a difficult question. I have several as of right now. It's funny, most of them are gentlemen. Of course, Riley Sager, John Mars, and Blake Crouch, of course. It's funny because 2 out of 3 of those authors write sci-fi thriller type of books, so that seems to be my thing. Question number 13, buying books or borrowing books. You already know the answer to this if you've been a long-time subscriber, but if you're new here, I mostly borrow books from my library. If I buy them, they go on my Kindle. I try to be as sustainable and eco-friendly as possible with every purchase I make in my life. So I also just don't like a lot of things in my house. I'm a somewhat minimalist, and so I just couldn't deal with a lot of books accumulating. I am getting more as I'm doing BookTube, but I just am very particular and conscious of what I purchase. So I love watching library tours and bookshelf tours, but I do see what you guys go through when you move, and no thank you. So yeah, I love my library. I love to borrow books. Question number 14, a book you dislike that everyone else seems to love. Where do I start? Of course, House in the Cerulean Sea. I am baffled. Not that everybody loved it. I guess I can get it. It just was not my thing. I'm shocked that I didn't love it. I really thought I was gonna love it. Did not. Another one that everyone loves that I didn't really like. I feel like I'm Thinking of Ending Things is another one. I DNF'd that. I was just like, this is not for me. And so many people talk about that book and being one of the scariest and all that. Okay. I think another one that people seem to love for the most part is Night of the Mannequins. It's another one I was not happy with. It feels like also a lot of people liked Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I didn't like it. Like I said, I don't always agree with everyone. I'm usually against the popular opinion, so I probably could go on and on. Next question. Question number 15, bookmarks or dog ears? Of course, bookmarks. I have a whole cup of bookmarks beside my bed. I wouldn't dare bend the page of a book. If you do, that's you. I just wouldn't. Especially because I borrow books from the library. When I get books and I can tell they bent the pages, I'm like, how rude, how rude. How inconsiderate. You do what you want with your own books. Don't do that with the library books, people. We got coffee. There you go. In the cup. Question number 16, a book you can always reread. I mean, any of my favorites that I mentioned, I can always reread Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Any stories from there, most of the stories from there, I just love to reread them any time of the year. I can always reread Stillhouse Lake. I've picked it up and looked at it again, and I just could get it wrapped up in it all over again. And I'm sure I can always reread Amari and the Night Brothers. Oh, that book, I just love it. Those are the ones that come to mind right away. I mean, I know I have The Passengers back here, but that's a little dark, so I don't know that I want to reread that all the time, but those are the ones so far. Question number 17, can you read while hearing music? Only music with no lyrics. I know that's mostly what everybody says, but that's the case for me. I love to put on my ambiance on the TV, but I usually like to hear like a crackling fireplace and rain. If I do listen to music, I love like instrumental, creepy, spooky music, especially like creepy music box music. Love it. Question number 18. One POV or multiple POVs? And they have a note here in case you don't know. POV is point of view. Some of my favorite books have multiple POVs. The one by John Mars. I don't know why I said that because that's the only one. So I guess I prefer one point of view. I don't mind multiple point of views. It just has to be done right. And I think a lot of the books that I didn't care for, I didn't like that because of the multiple point of views. Like Home Before Dark, I was getting confused between the father and the daughter's perspective. Sundown Motel, I just always end up preferring one person's POV over the other. It is very rare that it's done right. I know in Rock, Paper, Scissors, they threw in a POV that I was like, who is this? Why are we getting this POV all of a sudden? As I said, very rarely done right. So clearly I prefer one point of view. Question number 19, we getting to the end. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Are you kidding? Once again, if you're new here, you wouldn't know this, but it takes me multiple days. The only time I've read something in one sitting was a very short novella, The House Plant. And I also read Benty in one sitting, the first book. That was also a novella. But full-length books? I don't think so. I just don't have the patience to sit that long. I just get antsy after a minute. I can't do it. It would have to really be a page turner for me to sit for like 4, 5, 6 hours. And last question, who do you tag? Any damn body. I'm not going to tag anyone specific because I don't know who did this and who hasn't. But if you're watching and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged. There we go. I always pick people. And so, like I said, anyone can do this. Have at it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my 20 questions book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was fun for you to get some answers to some of these questions that you may not have known. Feel free to let me know in the comments any of these questions you want to talk about, anything you want to tell me about. I'm here. I love to talk about things with you guys in the comments. You know I do. And if you don't have a comment, but you just want to show me some love and let me know you made it this far, just go ahead and leave me a coffee cup. We always like a cup of coffee. And as always, ways you can support my channel are always linked below. You can buy me coffee, tea, donate money towards ebooks, all those good things. And I think that's it. So until next time, snuggle up in your hideaway with a good book, unplug as much as possible, be kind to all kind, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.